You know that folder
Yeah.
on your computer? The one maybe called Ideas or Projects? It's probably full of amazing business concepts, half-finished plans, maybe some domain names you bought late one night. For a lot of us, it kind of becomes this digital graveyard for ideas. Not because the ideas were bad, but getting from A to B, the cost, the tech skills you think you need, the time, all that uncertainty. It just felt like this massive gap. It's a familiar feeling, I think.
Yeah, but what if that gap, that, frustration between having the idea and making it real, what if it's just been bridged?
Yeah.
Like completely. Imagine having a kind of master key, one that doesn't just lower the barrier, it kind of obliterates it, letting you build a solid working business foundation in like minutes, not months. And this isn't sci-fi, it's actually happening now, powered by this new thing, the MiniMax M1 AI agent.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to look at exactly that, how this MiniMax M1 AI agent is turning that idea graveyard into, well, a launchpad. We'll dig into how it lets you build complete business foundations incredibly fast. Faster sometimes than watching a Netflix episode. Our goal here is simple. Give you a clear, practical handle on this tech, moving past the hype into what you can actually do with it.
Right. And we've got a clear map for you today. First up, we need to unpack Agentic AI. What is it? Why is it such a big deal? Then we'll peek under the hood, look at the MiniMax M1's tech. Some really clever stuff in there. After that, we get practical. 4 real case studies building an Airbnb clone, a social media strategist, a language tutor, even a personalized product generator. And finally, yeah, we'll give you that master key, the 3-part prompt framework that makes these results possible for you. So yeah, get ready to maybe dust off some of those old ideas.
Okay, let's start there. Agentic AI. We all kind of get chatbots now, like ChatGPT. What makes an agentic AI fundamentally different? They sound similar, maybe, but the difference feels significant.
Oh, it is. It's a totally different beast. Think of it like this, right? A standard chatbot, even a really smart one. It's like a brilliant intern. You give it a specific job, summarize this or write that script. It does it perfectly with that beat. Then it stops, waits for the next precise command. It's task by task. An agentic AI, like MiniMax M1, that's more like a proactive project manager. You don't give it small tasks. You give it a big, high-level goal, like launch our entire social media campaign for this new thing.
Ah, okay. So it's not just answering, it's planning. It's thinking ahead about the steps involved.
Exactly. The agent then figures out its own plan, step by step, to hit that big goal you gave it. And it uses different tools that it has built in, like a project manager delegates, right? It might browse the web, run some code, analyze data. So its internal checklist for that marketing campaign might be research competitors, analyze sales figures, write ad copy, generate images, build a landing page, deploy it all. It manages the whole process end to end.
That self-direction, the multi-step execution, that's the core difference then. So how does this project manager approach really unlock building a business?
It plans and acts on complex goals without constant human input.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting for me. The how. How does MiniMax M1 actually do all this? The description mentions an open-weight, large-scale hybrid reasoning model. That sounds intense. What does that mean in plain English?
Right, let's break it down. First bit, hybrid reasoning engine. Think of it as a smarter factory. See, most big AI models are like turning on every single machine in the factory, even if you just need one specific thing made. It's often wasteful. MiniMax M1 is smarter. It only activates the specific expert parts, the specific machines it needs for the task at hand. So while the whole thing has like 450 billion parameters, think of those as potential workers, it only uses maybe 45 billion for a specific job. This makes it super powerful, but also really efficient. Saves computing power, which means saving cost and time.
That makes sense. Targeted power, not just brute force. Efficient.
Then there's the endless memory part. You know how sometimes chatbots forget what you talked about earlier? MiniMax M1 has this huge 1 million token context window. Tokens are just pieces of information, so 1 million tokens. It's like feeding the AI, I don't know, the entire Harry Potter series at once, or your whole business plan, every detail. And it keeps track. It doesn't lose the plot. This massive memory is crucial for complex projects, keeping decisions consistent throughout.
Whoa. Imagine giving an AI an entire library of novels as instructions, and it keeps track of every single detail, never forgetting. That's just wild. Beat. That capability alone, holding that much context, feels like it unlocks completely new possibilities for complex tasks.
Yeah, it's a big step. And the final piece is the open invitation idea. It's open source, using Apache 2.0 license. Most top AI models are like Coca-Cola's secret formula, right? Lockdown, proprietary. MiniMax M1 is different. It's like a top chef publishing their master recipe for everyone. Anyone can look at it, use it, change it, And this is key: build commercial products with it. No restrictions. That just throws the doors wide open for entrepreneurs, lowers the barrier massively.
So it's powerful, it's efficient, and it's open for innovation. That combination is pretty compelling. For someone listening, wanting to start building, what's the single biggest implication of it being open source?
It allows anyone to build upon powerful AI without restriction.
Okay, let's shift from the tech specs to seeing it in action. Case study number one, the Airbnb clone. That sounds incredibly ambitious for an AI. What was the specific task here?
Yeah, ambitious is right. The goal was basically replicate Airbnb's main features in design, which is tough, right? Marketplaces like that need complex databases, smooth user interfaces, interactive elements, components that work together. The prompt they gave it was pretty specific. Included the Airbnb URL for it to look at and listed requirements for the homepage, search, listing pages.
Okay, so how did MiniMax M1 tackle that? I mean, normally that's a whole team, months of work.
It was pretty impressive, actually. The AI showed real intelligence in how it approached it. First, it designed the database structure before writing the visual stuff, which is exactly what a good human architect would do. Plan the foundation first. Then it used its browse tool, that built-in web browser, to literally look at Airbnb's live site and figure out the UI UX. It generated modern code using components like search bar, listing card, the building blocks, and then it handled the deployment, the whole thing, to a live working website URL.
Wow, that entire workflow autonomously. So what does this mean for listeners if you have an idea for some kind of platform?
It's basically a blueprint for creating your own niche marketplace. Think beyond just vacation rentals. You could build a platform just for booking, say, music studios, or renting classic cars, or finding unique event spaces, an Airbnb for X. Monetization could be commission on bookings or maybe flat monthly fees for listings. The point is, you can now spin up these complex platforms incredibly fast, test ideas really cheaply, bring something specific to a niche community.
In that whole process, what was the most impressive autonomous step it took?
It designed the database structure first, like a real architect.
Okay, case study two, moving from platforms to solving a really common business headache. What on earth do I post on social media? How did MiniMax M1 step into the role of a social media strategist?
Right, this one's super practical. And the interesting thing here, the prompt wasn't just text. They fed it a raw Instagram Insights data file, just the numbers, the stats. And the prompt asked it to basically do a full consultant's job. Ingest the data, find patterns, analyze the audience, check competitors, make a strategic plan, and then build an interactive dashboard to show it all. It was really testing its ability to act like a data-driven consultant.
Okay, so it wasn't just summarizing data, it was interpreting it, strategizing, really taking on that expert role. What were the key things it did on its own from that raw data?
So yeah, it took that raw file and just went to work. It automatically parsed everything, figured out which post did best, when the best times of post were. It looked at the audience data and created a detailed persona, like a profile of the typical follower. And then it moved beyond just analyzing the past. It created a whole forward-looking content plan. The final output wasn't just a report. It was a complete interactive content strategy dashboard, something you could actually use, click around in.
That sounds like something you could sell directly, like a strategy in a box service. You could potentially offer this to businesses, right?
Absolutely. That's the blueprint here. You could easily charge, say, $300 to $800 for a one-off social media audit and 3-month content strategy. And the kicker is, MiniMax M1 generates this whole dashboard in minutes, not days or weeks. Think about scaling that.
Yeah.
You could offer this to tons of small businesses who can't afford a big agency. Now, sure, maybe a human agency brings deeper brand stuff or handles crises, but for that core data-driven content strategy, this is incredibly powerful and accessible.
How could this specifically help a local small business, like that coffee shop example?
It provides an instant tailored marketing plan without hiring a consultant.
Let's switch gears again. Case study 3. Can AI build something educational, an interactive tool for learning?
Yeah, this was a cool test. The challenge was build a personalized interactive web app for learning languages, specifically a defined set of vocabulary. The prompt was really precise. Build an app to teach the 100 most common French words. It had to have sections for flashcards, multiple choice quizzes, and track the user's progress. The goal was to see if it could create not just content, but a structured, engaging learning experience.
Okay, and the result? Did it actually produce a usable app?
It did. MiniMax M1 delivered a complete working web application. It was smart about it, too. He grouped the words into logical categories for learning. The flashcards worked, the quizzes worked, the progress tracker. It all functioned perfectly. It even had a simple, kind of gamified feel to the interface, a totally usable digital learning tool.
That opens up a lot of possibilities for niche education, doesn't it? Tailored learning experiences. What's the business angle here for listeners?
Well, think about it. You could rapidly create dozens of these niche learning apps, maybe for specific job skills or hobbies or test prep. Test the market super quickly. Monetization could be selling access to premium modules, maybe advanced vocabulary or grammar. Or you could offer custom app creation as a service to tutors or small educational businesses, build their perfect learning app for them, or just run it free with ads. The main thing is the speed and low cost to create these interactive tools. You don't need a dev team anymore for this stuff.
What's the most important takeaway from this one for creating digital learning tools with AI?
The AI can structure complex content into engaging interactive tools.
Okay, final case study. This one focuses on hyper-personalization, creating something unique for each user. How did MiniMax M1 essentially become an AI personal trainer?
Right, the challenge. Create a personalized fitness and meal plan generator. The AI had to act like both a trainer and a nutritionist. And the output needed to be a professional-looking PDF guide. The prompt gave it specific user details. Maybe a 35-year-old male, wants to lose weight, sedentary job, only has basic dumbbells, needs gluten-free meals, very specific constraints. It had to combine its general knowledge with these exact user needs.
That sounds like exactly the kind of personalized digital product people pay good money for online.
Totally. And the agent nailed it. It took those user specifics and wove them into a genuinely tailored plan. It structured everything clearly, workout schedules, detailed meal plans, and critically, it formatted the whole thing into a really nice print-ready PDF, ready to use straight away.
So how can listeners use this personalized product store idea? Seems like a whole business model right there.
Oh, definitely. You could go broad or specific. You could create some generic pre-made plans, weight loss, muscle gain, whatever, and sell those for maybe $10, $20 on Etsy or Gumroad. Easy entry point. But the real power is offering a custom plan service. Charge maybe $50, $75, maybe more. The customer gives you their details, their goals, their constraints. And you use MiniMax M1 to generate their unique plan in minutes. You become the provider of hyper-personalized solutions, scaled up.
What is it about MiniMax M1 that makes it so good at this kind of personalization?
It seamlessly integrates user specifics with its vast knowledge base. Mid-roll sponsor read.
So recapping today, it really feels like this MiniMax M1 AI agent is closing that gap we talked about at the start, that idea graveyard becoming less of a final resting place. Entrepreneurship feels suddenly more accessible.
Yeah, I think so too. And it boils down to those two key things we discussed.
Yeah.
One, the agentic capability, its ability to plan, use tools, work through steps on its own, the project manager. And two, the tech underneath. That efficient hybrid reasoning, the massive memory or context window, and critically, the open source freedom.
Yeah.
That combination is potent.
And accessing all that power comes down to communication, to using that master key, the three-part prompt framework you mentioned, giving the AI the right instruction.
That framework is your steering wheel, basically. Part one, the goal, giving it context, the big picture. Part two, the rules, spelling out the features, the constraints, how things should work. And part three, the deliverable, defining exactly what you want at the end, the format, the content. And, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes, even with this framework. But consistently applying it drastically improves consistency and output quality. It just takes practice.
What this translates to, for you listening, is speed. Rapid prototyping. Minimal cost. And suddenly, not needing a huge team or deep technical skills to get really functional applications, even live websites, off the ground. Those examples we walk through. Building an Airbnb clone, a strategist dashboard, a learning app, a personal trainer PDF. Traditionally, that's weeks, months, serious money, multiple specialists. Here, done with one tool, super fast. It really is revolutionary for anyone wanting to build something new.
Right now, it feels like a real inflection point. Lots of people are still just talking about AI, maybe playing with basic chatbots. But tools like MiniMax M1 mean you can move beyond talking and actually start building. Real businesses, real products, solving real problems. The opportunity is huge.
So think back to that folder on your computer, those ideas you parked. How could a tool like this master key, bring one of them to life? What possibility from today's deep dive sparked something for you? It's definitely something worth exploring on your own.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the the practical side of AI for building things, it's an exciting time.
It really is. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep building. Out to your own music.